Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thanks for joining us. We are so excited to be here today.
Of course we are. Hey, everybody. I don't even want to say it again, Kathy. I hope you've hit the follow button. I'm tired of telling you people you got to hit the follow button to pay attention to what's going on.
Here's what I think, Susan. We have a fabulous guest today that we're going to get to in a second.
I know, I'm excited.
But I think we should cancel him and we should explain to everyone
how
to find the podcast.
I'm not doing it.
Just hit the follow button, because when you do, you will be notified every time there is a new podcast out, and you can leave us a review. You can ask us questions.
And you can check out our past episodes, because I'm sure you've missed a few, right?
Why would they, though?
We've been having fun answering the questions, haven't we?
We have.
Today, we're going to have our guest answer a few, too.
Okay, but for those 6 people left in the world
this is what
who have
you
not
do.
found our podcast, what do they do?
BachelorNation.com/Golden Hour. You got it?
Write in your questions, write in your comments. But now...
Oh, let's have fun.
Let's have fun. Okay, we have a special guest today, the Love Virgin,
Ooh.
Sam N. That was written down. I would never have said that, Sam. I've learned to pronounce your last name. It is Sam Najad from Gen Season. Sam, welcome to Golden Hour. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
You turned red there for a minute. Why? Do you not like the Love Virgin or the love?
It's one of those things where...
What is that?
It's...
You don't know what a Love Virgin is?
Yeah, no, I want him to tell me.
I don't think anybody wants to relive that nightmare, but, it's not a lot gooder. It's one of those things that sounds better in your head, and then when you kind of say it out loud, you're like, wow, I did not think about...
We all have those first, trust me.
I mean, we're going to get in. We are going to talk to you about what you've been doing, what in God's name made you think to say that. We won't torment you too much. We're going to have some fun here.
But we do start with an episode with a question of the day. And we'd like to know your thoughts, okay?
So we're going to read the question, and then you're going to weigh in on it.
We're all going to talk about it. You ready?
Yes, the question is, what in God's name would possess you to say you're a lover? No, I'm kidding.
We will get into this, right? We will.
Go,
all right.
Susan.
A big issue in dating today, especially for young people, is trying to figure out if someone has asked you out on a proper date or just a hangout or hook up, which I just learned what that was. What signs do you think young women can look for or look out for to see if they're being asked out on a proper date?
So first, I think he's got. I think first, Sam, you need to define in your world what a proper date is.
A proper date to me, like you're asking if what's the most perfect date?
No, like a proper date. I mean, as opposed to a hangout or hooking up, like
what advice can you give the girls? Like when a guy asks her out, how does she figure out is this a proper date, or is he asking me just to hook up, or?
I mean, I think you and I could figure it out, but young women dating today don't always know. So, what's the line you're going to use if you're asking a girl out on a proper date?
Hey, remember, you're asking the Love Virgin on questions about love. I have no idea. No, I'm kidding. I would say, honestly, it is the guy's intention, if he wants to pick you up, depends. There's a lot of actions, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
It's your gut feeling. What is your gut saying? I feel like a lot of times...
Listen to your intuition.
Yeah. I feel like if something feels right, then it probably is right.
Wait a minute.
So how do you ask somebody out on a date?
Susan, he's not asking you out. Sam, she's fishing for a date here. Don't take the bait on this.
I would ask you right now on this podcast, right now.
I say yes.
No, to be honest, if it just kind of feels right. I feel like it's. Right now I'm focusing on just kind of, I guess, communicating better has been what I've been focused on. So
very good.
Do you pay for the first date?
I do personally, yes. And it's a very Persian thing to do, but it's how I've been raised. For me, I think that if I'm asking you or taking you out, then I have to, it's it's on me, right?
Italians feel the same way when a man asks you out.
Of course.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm a Heinz 57 mutt. And if a guy asks me out, I expect him to pay for the first date.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do too.
What happened if you guys ask a guy out?
I would pay for it.
Sam, Sam, are you looking for a date? Are you looking for a date?
Do you want me to ask you, Sam? Is that what you're getting at?
I told you, be careful. I know some.
Is it a 2-in-1 deal?
Oh, trust me, you can't handle us. I promise. Wait, we know some cute young girls, though.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
are you dating now?
Right now, to be honest, I'm just focused on. Well, yeah, like I'm in the dating world as far as like going out. Like,
what's her name?
Meeting.
Where does she live? What does she do?
No, wait.
We want details.
Are you on a dating site or any of them?
No, I actually never did any dating sites. I always
Ever?
I just never. I never needed to. No, I'm kidding. It's more so I never saw the appeal to that. I always thought it was more fun. Like I liked it the more like in-person interaction.
Yeah, organically. That's what I do too.
So wait a second. If so, you're not really dating, but I want to know, since Gen season, is your approach to dating different?
Yes.
Okay, tell me how.
So I've been focusing on communicating more because I know I'm like a layered individual that has a lot of emotions, and then I have to tell myself like, how do I articulate that right in the best way? So I've been focusing on first communication because I feel like communication is crucial for any sort of dating.
Number one thing.
Just with anything in life, with in regards to a partnership. And then also I realized, because one of the beauties of going on on national television and doing this is you get it's like watching like play, you know what I'm saying? You're like, it's like I'm a football player looking back at some play tape. I'm like, you know what? That is definitely not the move. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. We're going upside down.
It's like, that is definitely not the move as far as like,
maybe I shouldn't have done that. Right.
Yeah. But hindsight's 2020. But the point is like, how do I turn, let's say, that L into a lesson? And then like, I think the biggest takeaway I had from, I guess, Bachelor Nation and Gen season is not to put so much pressure on these dates and on myself. At the end of the day, I know I'm like I can, have conversation and all that stuff. I shouldn't just be like walking a limo saying, "You're my freaking wife." It's just Persian. Like it's at that moment, that's just me being Persian. Like, what can I say? Like, it's like part of my personality. Like, I'm a married woman.
Wait a second. How important is it for you to marry someone with your similar background? And maybe you don't even, a marriage date. I should have, you don't have to jump the gun on marriage. Let's just start with dating.
Yeah, I would say with cultural background or having some sort of traditional type of values, of course. That's how I was raised. I feel like whoever's going to click with me would have some similar values to that, So I do think it's crucial, but that's just, it's what I'm attracted to at the same time, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of the dating culture? I mean, it's so different from when Susan and I were dating. It was black and white TV and phones plugged into the wall.
Have you ever been ghosted?
No. So like, for me, I started a company at a young age, right? So I started a company at 19, and then I worked because that was kind of like the mentality
that you were taught. Yep.
Yeah. And then also it is a toxic masculine. It's very toxic, right? To some extent. Because I like deprived myself of going out, didn't see people or any of that stuff. And that's, Lord and behold, that's why you think Love Virgin is such a great line on national television. This guy needs to have more social interactions.
Yeah.
And pretty much, like I think nowadays what's really nice is there's a lot more emphasis on, let's say, mental health or like empathy for guys specifically, and like being very communicative and not being that traditional, like toxic type of way.
Right.
And I think a lot, like it's really nice, for me specifically, I'm just in an era where I'm like learning day by day and taking it day by day. I'm not like in a rush to.
Okay. So this is all very politically correct. You're doing a great job.
You are.
Now, are you dating someone?
No.
You're really not?
I'm for me, I do take relationships serious, and that is one thing that was like, I was authentically myself to some extent, but it was exaggerated, obviously, but that's just the type of environment. But yeah, no, obviously the girl that I would, date is, without putting as much pressure. I'm not putting a pressure like, yeah, that's a girl I'm going to marry, but I have intentions that I want to do long-term. You know what I'm saying? I'm not,
yes.
Maybe our definitions of dating are different, because the way I'm saying dating is like, in a relationship. Like this is the one girl I'm being exclusive.
I like being in a relationship.
You know what I'm saying?
As opposed
Some people
to
might
multiple dates, right?
Yeah. Some people might define dating as like, you know, you're like going around, going out and seeing like different people.
Right.
For me, when I define dating, it's about one person specifically. So whatever we want to kind of.
But you may go on a couple different dates to
of
find
course,
the right person.
Okay, what are your top 3? I'm just shooting from the hip here. What are because I might
have
be
a
interested.
question
What are
for
the
him,
top 3 qualities you look for in a woman that you'd be interested in dating? What are the 3 most important things?
What's the first thing?
Brazilian, Italian, Vietnamese. No, I'm kidding. It would be. It would be
under the age of 30. You're out. Go ahead.
How old are you guys? No, I'm kidding. Ambition is crucial for me. Ambition, good energy.
I like that.
For me, like good energy is the biggest priority, and having some sort of traditional values or cultural values and respect. Right. I think those 3 are really what would be.
You have to sit down with them to see all that. Like what attracts you to somebody that you want to learn more.
It would be the aura, right? How they hold themselves.
And smiling, making eye contact, things like this.
Well, no, I'll be starstruck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if I saw a girl and I was like, you know, I want my head to like turn twice. You know what I'm saying? Like where I'm like, I do like a double take where I say, I'm like, dang, who is that? You know what I'm saying? And that's all aura and energy, I feel like. So
how do you, wait a minute. So you're saying you have to have that initial look, you know, seeing that person, you have to have that.
I have very high standards.
That
I think that's my issue too.
Yeah.
You know what? Don't keep those high standards. Keep those high standards, Sam. Don't settle.
New Zealand's finest. KimCrawfordWines.com.
Girls' Night Out, Abercrombie.
Congratulations to Easter Seal, their unconventional thinking.
So I have a question. After coming off the show, what have you done differently for yourself besides learning to communicate and understanding what communication is all about? How did it change you, or did it?
Well, yeah, no, it forced me to. So I have ADHD, so I like.
Don't we all?
I know, and it speeds up my
overthinking. I could get like the award.
Yeah, and for me, I have focused on like pausing a lot more and thinking before I speak. You know, whether that still involves with communicating or whatever, but that's been something I've been really trying to work on. Because I know my intentions are pure, you know, and I want to be like, how do I best represent Sam in a way that, you know, I don't have to ever defend or just be comfortable and be authentically myself.
And you didn't think that way prior to going on. So that's
yeah,
huge
exactly.
Thing.
Stuff I'm conscious about today that I wasn't a year ago.
Yeah, I love that.
How would you, so I have so many questions. If you were to do it again, because you had
Paradise,
so much fun the first
maybe?
time, or go on Paradise, I don't know if you would you do that?
Would you do Paradise?
To be honest, yeah, I love the Bachelor Nation. So as long as I'm single and I haven't been starstruck or whatever it is, I want to see why not. You know, like I'm waiting for that starstruck moment. You know,
okay. So
whether it's on a beach
I'm
or what.
still waiting. I'm 67. I'm still waiting.
Is that never going to happen to me? Am I just always going to be like looking
no,
for
it happened to me several times.
It'll happen when you least if you're out there looking day after day. But I want to know how do you approach if you're not on the dating apps? How do you?
He goes out. He's young and handsome. They just go out.
I also think like putting that pressure, as someone who put a ton of pressure on him, I think, I got to marry you immediately coming out of the limo. I think also putting pressure on yourself when you're going out, like I have to find a husband, I have to go to church, I have to go to, I have to, you know, like wherever it is.
Hell,
do everything right.
Wait. Sam, let me just say, Susan and I have a much lower bar. We're looking for a guy who will let us go to happy hour and have our own.
Are you guys looking for a 6'3" Persian that's 210 pounds?
Yeah. Okay. Where's your father, Sam? Where's your father?
My dad's 5'6". He doesn't.
He's 5'6".
Yeah. No, I was a chosen one coming out of the womb. That's what my parents would always say.
So he's never ever been on a dating app. We used to be on them.
No. You got to remember, I grew up with like Hot or Not, right? That was like the dating app in like 2013, 2012. It was Hot or Not, and then it was Tinder, and then it was Bumble.
Yeah.
I actually think from a product design standpoint, Hinge is like the best like application out there.
That's how my son met his wife.
Yeah. It's the app that's meant to be deleted. I think that's beautiful.
Yes, I love that line.
And like the door.
That app
can I
that's
just say
meant to
I
be
am from
deleted.
Boston and I talk really quickly.
Sure.
You win the award. What did you just say?
The app that's meant to be deleted. That's Hinge's
Yeah.
saying. That's their logo.
I couldn't hear him. He said it so fast.
No.
Okay.
So I need to slow down. This is like that's again.
I know
it's
you're
something I'm
excited to
working
be
on.
in the company of two beautiful, available women, but see
Yeah,
if you can control yourself there, Sam.
This is my first conversation I had with girls since Jen.
Aw, stop it.
Yeah, I would.
Stop.
I'm sure.
How
So
do you
wait, I
think
want
we
to know
feel?
what your business was that you started when you were 19. What kind of business?
Yeah. So I first started with Smog, but if I'm speaking academia, I started a private equity firm.
Oh, excuse me. I know what that is.
yeah.
My husband was an investment banker.
That's awesome. Yeah. So for me, I built and scaled. I started with Smog. Smog is something specific in California.
Yeah.
Emission laws. And then I got into auto repair. My actual background is in tech and SEO. And I just been doing that since 2018. I bootstrapped the website.
Nice.
So he's
ran
too
ads.
busy. You're just too busy to date. That's the real truth.
No, to be honest, I was so focused on like the truth be told as I don't know if this sounds talk, whatever it is. I was just saying like, you know what? I'm 19, 20, 21. I got to hustle if I want to date like a high caliber girl, a high value girl. You know what I'm saying? That's really as bad as that sounds. That was how my mindset was.
That was not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, and that's where it led. Like, for me, it was just like I'm gonna grind and take this time now. And then the funniest thing is that it's not like what girls want nowadays. Girls want like an emotionally mature guy, and I feel like that emotional immaturity aspect is where
At
I'm
least
actually trying to stop on.
emotionally available.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Emotionally available. You see, this
Yes.
is what communicating. That's what I meant. Yeah, emotionally
Have
available.
that conversation. So what's the best part about being single?
He gets the whole bed to himself.
That is actually like one of the biggest criteria for me is I do like having my
Would you
space. Like that.
wait a minute?
too.
If you found the girl, would you culturally? Is it okay? Would you move in with her before you're
Culturally?
married?
I'm thinking she comes. I get the house, and then my parents or her parents move in. You know what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
You guys want to do that? Come on now.
Not if we don't have to.
Wait a minute. Are you seriously talking about a multi-generational living situation here?
I'm saying have the full house. There'd be a sitcom in that family, and like it would be.
Oh, I need
trust
cameras.
me.
I definitely need cameras for
Sam,
this.
I'm going to explain something to you.
Girls don't want that, right?
The woman you choose is not going to want her parents or your parents.
Not
No,
until
of course,
way
it
later.
changes the dynamic. But for me, I'm a huge family guy. So whether they're in the same house, I'll just buy the house next door. That's the mentality.
Oh, God
You know what I'm
bless.
saying?
Do you
So
live
it's
with your
like-
family now?
Yeah, right now when I'm in Carlsbad, I'm here. Yeah, I also have a place in LA as well.
Oh,
Nice.
maybe we could rent his
Oh,
place
yeah.
in
Can we
LA.
rent your place?
Can we
Because we're here
borrow it?
all the time.
We need a place to rent. Is it available?
It's downtown. I went to USC, so
That's a no. You understand? He's
He's selling us
completely.
now. Amy's going to give us hers. We'll pay.
All right, listen. We
I love
do,
his family values, though. I really do.
and I want to know what's going to happen when you find the woman that is as is incentivized to be successful as you are. Who's going to take care of the kids? And now I have the answer: your parents, who are living next door.
There you go.
So
Wait, I have
perfect.
one question.
Okay.
Do you know what your love language is?
Oh, jeez, you with the
I
love
would,
language.
I would say affirmation, like
Okay.
positive affirmation.
See?
I think
He knows.
for me, it's pulling me out of my head. I get in my head a lot at moments, and that's
You
why I
need to
say
hear it.
ambition, good energy.
Mhm.
Like a lot of that stuff are like uplifting because I'm a very like environmentally based type of individual. So if like my environment's very positive, yeah, like the
I'm
world.
happy.
If I get the right girl behind me, the world is in for a rude awakening.
Yeah,
the conquering
I
is
love
gonna
it.
happen.
Set it
I
on
love
fire.
it.
Too bad you're not 50
I feel
years
like his
older.
beard is growing as we speak.
Yeah, Susan. Seriously.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, Sam, what we do on that happy
gonna
note,
give
we,
some
we
advice.
give some advice. We have this advice segment, and we're going to read some questions, and then you're going to weigh in with us on the answers. Now, I want you to be careful because everything that we say to people, they take it literally. They do
They write us back
exactly.
and tell us how it worked out. No.
All right, so here goes the first
Give
one.
your thoughts.
This is from Anonymous.
Okay.
Hi, Kathy and Susan. I don't know what to do, and I'm hoping you can help. Sam, you're included in this. I've been with my boyfriend for a little over a year now, and I really can't stand his gal pal. I met her when we first started dating, and she really was not nice to me then. It felt like she was always trying to bring things up that I couldn't really talk about, like trips they'd both been on in the past. She moved away for work, so that took care of that. But now she's moving back. My boyfriend knows I don't like her, so I'm not really worried about them hanging out one-on-one. But they're in the same friend group, so I know she'll be around. Any advice would be great. Thank you. What do you say, Sam?
This is an interesting. Can a guy and girls be friends?
Look at that! Right to the jugular.
That's what she's asking. I feel like if your partner, truth be told, respected you enough and actually had like immense love. This is from my perspective. It's subjective, right? I would respect my partner and use you as a priority. So if I know that you don't like, say you don't like Susan, right, coming by or whatever, then I wouldn't have Susan come by. It's just one of those things.
When she was there, you mean?
Or even in general, right? So it's one of those things. I would have a talk with you, Susan. Be like, hey, you know what, Susan? I'm Persian.
So you would give
Italian,
up your
the
friend?
family values just
Susan,
won't work
Susan,
out,
let me explain this to you. When Sam and I start dating, you're not coming round. Get it?
And it's not an if, it's a when. So
is it okay for a guy to have a girlfriend, just a friend like this, or a girl to have a guy friend? Would you be upset if you're...
No, I would say, of course, that is. But I think really the bigger issue here is that she doesn't like the girlfriend, right? So that's the issue here. And I think if that's the problem, if the boyfriend views you as a higher priority than the friend that's a girl, then he would basically respect your wishes.
Yes.
I think, though, that you get a very interesting point, Sam, which is, does it breed insecurity?
Of course.
On both sides. That's sort of the elephant in the room here. Is it really about insecurity on where she stands with the boyfriend and worried that, quote unquote, the gal pal is more or could become more?
I mean, and she brings up the things that they did together, the trips that they went on, and she wasn't involved in that.
Right. I'm saying the girlfriend might feel like the gal pal has more investment.
Yeah, she's definitely insecure. Well, that's like, I don't want to say she's insecure about the relationship, but I think it's just a very common thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just human nature. If they don't it's something I feel like having to communicate with your partner, with the partner itself. And if he's like, I don't know.
I think you make
it's a conversation.
It is a conversation,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. I don't think anonymous, we don't know her name. Let's call her Susan.
Oh, why?
Susan cannot legislate that her boyfriend stop seeing the girl. You make the good point, Sam, that he has to be intuitive enough to want to make his partner happy. Therefore, maybe limiting the time he spends with the gal pal.
And here comes Susan's advice.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd sit down with the girl.
And you understand, Susan.
Sit down with the girl and say, what is your problem?
It's just you're too pretty.
She didn't
Susan.
like
that's the issue.
She didn't like
thanks,
the way
Sam.
she treated
Thanks,
her.
Sam.
Maybe
But
that
I'm
would
with
make
you,
things
so-
a little better.
Oh, you're with me, right? I forgot.
Sure, butter me up. Okay. Well, Anonymous, we wish you luck.
Let us know what happens.
And
Good
he
luck.
needs to step up to the plate if he cares that much.
Yeah. That's
Good advice,
that's-
Sam. Good advice.
Okay.
This podcast is brought to you by Kim Crawford Wines, the holiday herbs to make every
What party looks I've been loving. And when I have a bunch of different kinds of events come
History at this year's Unconventional Award footage without disruption. With that innovative approach, CBS gave broadcasters
Oh, we were just saying emotionally available, weren't we? Okay. It feels like every time I bring... This is from Ashley. Hi,
moving forward, and for that, T-Mobile congratulates Sony and CBS for their unconventional thinking.
This is from Ashley. Hi, ladies and Sam. I really need your help. How do I get my boyfriend to talk about his feelings? Oh, we were just saying emotionally available, weren't we? Okay. It feels like every time I bring up a conversation that involves talking about how he feels, it's stiff and awkward. We've been together for a while, and it's not like we have these conversations often. I just feel like anytime I want to just check in on him and how he's doing, or I want to bring something up that's been bothering me, or whatever it may be, it always feels weird. He's never really been great at opening up, which is fine. That's bad. It's not fine. But I'm starting to get really frustrated. How can I get him to open up more?
Is this written about me or what is it?
I mean, I was just going to say I may have been up late writing these last night, but, go for it. What do you say, Sam?
Oh, my goodness. What
That's
is it? Is it
awesome.
uncomfortable to say how you really feel? Or I think it's about a family, how you were brought up. Did your parents show emotion? Did they show sadness? Did they show if something was upsetting them to their significant, to your mother or father or vice versa?
Yeah. I would also just to piggy off that, I would say repetition. Perhaps it might not be the answer she wants to hear, but I guarantee you the more she talks to him, it's probably getting better each time.
Is that how you would be then?
I'm answering for myself, because the question was written about me. But that's how
And
I
you're
would,
doing a damn good job of answering it, Sam.
I
Not me.
appreciate
They want me to shut up about my feelings. I overexpress. I tell everything. I wear it on my sleeve.
Don't you think culturally,
Sure.
I don't know, other than my French teacher in college, who I told you was Persian, who was as handsome as you are, I don't know that.
I doubt it, but continue.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
but I think in some cultures, the men are brought up to be strong caretakers.
You don't cry. You don't
don't show emotion. So I think sometimes
Strength.
it's a learned behavior.
It is.
And
So that's what I was talking about before. I was saying that's the beauty of 2024, where like the mental health and the emphasis on being empathetic and communicating. I think it's going to get better over time. So as she keeps and maybe asking the right questions instead of going so general, maybe she kind of like helps him to a point of how would she answer that if the question was reversed, and then kind of phrase it for him, and then maybe that might help.
When she says, like, I want to just check in on him and see how he's doing, a lot of members, I'm fine. I'm fine. But you can read it. You can feel a vibe.
Well, and
You're
also,
It's like the opposite, what I'm saying? When you ask like a girl, like, what do you want for, like, are you hungry? No, I'm fine. Now it's changed. Now it's the guys.
I know, right?
Well, and it's interesting here because she says Ashley says he's never been great to open up, which is fine. Well, clearly
It's
it is
not
not
fine.
fine with her. So
He's just not that guy. He's not a communicator.
well, he can learn to be, and she
About himself, anyhow.
well, he can learn to be, and she says it's fine that he doesn't open up. It clearly is not fine. So
Ashley, get the word fine out of there. It's
yeah,
not
get fine, get honest.
You're frustrated. So how is that fine?
Yeah.
Or you know what?
Communicating is important.
Ashley,
It's
Ashley,
essential.
listen, take it from me. If it's not working with your guy, this guy Sam that we're talking to,
I'm telling you, he's hot.
He's hot.
And he's learned to communicate.
He's learned to communicate. Yeah,
He's got empathy.
write us in. We'll connect you with him,
It's a
Ashley.
day-by-day process. I'm telling you.
Honey, we
I-
learn to the day we die. We learn till the day we die.
Unfortunately, sometimes we have to learn the same lesson over and over again.
That is true.
That's called stuck on stupid.
Wait, before we break
It's called
here.
being insane, but yeah.
Wait, I have just a few more questions here. Susan, I want his eyebrows. You have the best eyebrows. Women would
No,
kill.
I like his teeth, his smile.
Well, his
You're a
teeth-
handsome man. You
You are-
really are. You should not have a problem.
Thank you.
I think he has been. What's it called when you
Reborn?
No. What's it called when you're ducking? You're saying, oh no, not. What is the word? Anyway, I think you have women lined up. I think that door behind you, behind that
full.
door, I think are 10 women
my
waiting.
dog.
Let them in. Answer the door.
Yeah, they're
Sam,
saying-
answer
Yeah,
the door.
I think you're sandbagging. That's it. You are sandbagging. I think there are 10 women. You've got a date. That whiteboard behind you, that's not a
I gotta
business.
put their names?
No. That is not a business whiteboard. I have now figured it out, Sam.
Your
That is
vision
all
board.
the women that you are dating when you have dates with them so that you don't screw up and call Ashley Susan.
Oh, stop.
That's
stop.
what it is.
All right, do tell me, though, if you're invited and you're not in a relationship to paradise, who, if anybody,
Us.
would you like
Us.
for them to be there?
Now that would be
we
awesome.
may be.
We're gonna be there.
We may be. They might do it.
If the golden crowd is on me, that would be amazing for the love version. Are you kidding me?
No, and then Sam, when
This
you have
may
questions,
happen, Sam.
when you have questions, you can come and we'll give you advice. We'll give you
No,
advice.
that's literally what I'm looking for. Honestly, I've kept it. I've tried because I want to keep it as authentic as possible. I've actually haven't like dive super into the Bachelor Network. Like it's like weird because it's like a Tinder basic of like anybody's in the Bachelor Nation. They all commingle.
Do you
with
get
one.
DM'd?
Yeah, but for me, like, well, I also made
Everybody but us.
We don't.
Go ahead.
No, not as far as
Women.
You know, you get DMs. I promise you.
No, we don't.
No, we
No, we
don't.
don't.
No, I don't get DMs either. I don't know what I'm
Wait,
talking
if
about.
a woman slid
Look
in,
at you.
hold on here. If seriously, because some of the people on Bachelor Nation, women have slid into the guys and vice versa. If a woman, maybe somebody from the show, maybe somebody else, just looked you up and thought, oh, God, he's a good-looking guy. I liked his answers on Kathy and Susan's podcast. Yeah. I'm going to DM him. Seriously, would you respond?
Yeah, of course. I feel like that needs DMs. Like it depends on the type of DM, right? But if it's like a genuine, authentic DM,
yeah, you answer.
Like, from the heart. For me, that's like I give respect where respect's due.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like whether that's going to turn into something, I feel like that's right. I'm gonna be honest. It's just I'm here. In San
would you
Diego,
relocate?
right?
Would you move?
Well, my businesses are here, right, in San Diego, so that's why I'm based here.
Tough, right?
But as far as, and I also grew up in Carlsbad. I love Carlsbad. I would be Southern California. I always that's like kind of like the best way to say it. I'm always going to be more SoCal. I do want to go to East Coast though and check it out. But
I'm from the East Coast.
We're from the East Coast.
We're
in Philadelphia.
So
you've never been to the East?
Yeah, and I feel like my personality is a little bit more East Coast.
Oh, definitely.
I'm from Boston, and Susan's from Philly.
Philly,
awesome.
Jersey,
aren't you guys like what is that, like 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away?
Oh, I love it. Really?
No, come on.
Boston's
way colder.
Clearly you did not major in geography.
And my major is computer science.
I'm about 2 hours from New York, an hour and a half from the beach in Jersey. Right?
Massachusetts is about a 3-hour drive to New York City. Philly to Boston's about a 5-hour drive, probably.
It's a little.
I gave you the most Carlsbad, California answer. So that's the most West Coast answer.
Would you ever entertain a long distance relationship?
Most definitely, if it's someone I like. That's just it's my personality.
It's that one that turned your head, and she had all the right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like loyalty itself. This is like the way I define love, is it's like unconditional love is what your like animals or your pets. So when I see like, let's say my dog and I see another dog out in public, I'm always thinking about my dog. Right. So I'm like, how do I find that kind of like love for a partner, but isn't that obsessive?
Sam, trust me when I tell you, the woman that you're going to fall in love with is going to be a very different love than the love you feel for your animal. And listen, no, wait.
That is for the clips right there. It could be like that, but no, of course.
No, my daughter and her husband, they have a boxer, and when they got this dog, and before they have one child now, before they had that child, my daughter came to me. She goes, "Mom, I'm so worried. How am I going to love a child
like I do this dog
as much as I love this dog?" And after I picked myself up, guffawing on the floor laughing, I said, "Caitlin, trust me. When that baby is born, you'll have the answer to that question." And They
still say that about a second child. How am I ever going to love
your heart
another child the
That's
way
why
I love?
Epiphany is a great daughter's name.
Oh,
Epiphany?
That's cool.
How do you think the kindergartner's going to learn to spell that? You can't do that to a child.
Hey, why do you think I go by Sam? My real name is Sam on it. Like that's,
you know what, Sam?
It's problems I went through anyways.
We're gonna have to do this again. I'm serious. We love talking to you.
You are fabulous.
Thank you
so
for coming
nice to meet you.
And we'll probably see you in paradise, baby. I'm just saying.
And we're hoping so. We're going to give you all the advice you want and a lot that you don't want. But thank you for joining us. Everyone, be sure to follow us on Bachelor Happy Hour, because if you like this episode with Sam, you got to see who's coming out. Every week we have
And
fabulous
do I
guest.
actually need to tell them again where to submit the questions? Do you think they get it?
I don't. Sam, can you tell everyone where to submit questions? Do you know?
Do you know?
It's
Nation.
bachelornation/
No,
golden
Blue,
hour.
no.
You're close.
You're close.
BachelorNation.com/golden hour.
Or
Okay, yeah. bachelornation.com/golden hour.
you heard it from
He
Sam.
did. You heard it from Sam.
Or you can hit us up on social at Bachelor Happy Hour. So listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Okay. Thank you so much. We enjoyed you.
No,
Everybody,
honestly, this is it was my pleasure. Thank you guys. You guys were super easy to talk with.
Good.